In April 2014 in Westerham, we had an elderly resident who was in the early stages of living with dementia, and sadly she disappeared. Unfortunately, she has never been found. And this started off a chain of events where myself and the Kent County Council Community Warden Steve Grange decided we wanted to set up a Forget-Me-Not Cafe. Simone Salwan from Home Instead Senior Care, and she provided us with the professional support and the expertise that we needed to go ahead with the project.
Our Forget-Me-Not cafes were really driven by a demand from the communities in Edenbridge and Westerham for some sort of service to support people with dementia. They really just needed a catalyst to help take it forward, which is when I got involved, both as part of my role as chair of West Kent Dementia Action Alliance and in my day-to-day role leading Home Instead Senior Care in the Tunbridge Wells and Sevenoaks areas. My vision was really to make sure it was embedded in the community. So these cafes were slightly different to other models that we have running in the area, in that we don't require people to have a diagnosis to identify themselves as living with dementia. We are clear in our branding that we're there to support people who might recognise issues with their memory and cognition, but really it's open to all. So we have people attending who have Parkinson's, poor sight, and who are just lonely. And that way we're breaking down the barriers for those people living with dementia. They feel that they have a safe place to come, but they're also integrating with others from their community.
And we were able to start the cafes in October 2015 with Simone starting them at a similar time in Edenbridge. They've been very successful, and we have people coming and doing talks. We've done Irish tea dancing, Tai Chi, various activities.
So it was really important to us that the cafes were driven by the community and embedded in the community. What we try to do is engage people already running services and groups in the community, such as the library, a drumming group, a singing group, who all came and led talks and activities. We were able to brief them about the people that might be attending the cafe on the sessions that they ran. And the idea really is that those groups then understand that people living with dementia are quite capable of participating in these activities, and hopefully those people living with dementia also feel that they could attend those groups themselves. So they didn't have to only participate in these activities in the cafe, but they might choose to join the drumming group or the singing group. So we have amazing volunteers. In fact, at our first few cafes we thought we might have more volunteers than attendees, and they are brilliant, and they've all been through Dementia Friends training, plus I've provided additional training for them in running the cafes, in understanding what symptoms people might be feeling and what behaviours they might express, so that they're all capable of dealing with the situation that might arise. And we were very proud to take people through their training and award them with certificates. They've then taken those skills and knowledge and taken them to the other walks of life. So they're now using those skills in their other roles, maybe in other volunteering roles, or in just living in their communities. We have a steering group that help us put together the ideas for the activities and some contacts, putting people in touch with one another, and that's drawn from the partners for the project, people from the local community and representatives, those people living with dementia and their carers, and that really opened our eyes to some of the different things that people would like to do, and we do our best to deliver them through our series of monthly events. One of our regular volunteers I know has a diagnosis of dementia, but he chooses to identify himself as a volunteer. At one of our recent cafes, a lady well into her 80s attended, and she started to do the washing up at the end of the session, and I offered some help, and she said, no darling, I've done this, I was a volunteer here years ago. And that was really an example of what we're about, letting people participate as they want to participate.
And we have really good attendance, and people really enjoy coming along to our cafes. When the local MP Michael Fallon came along, he sat on a table and he said to the man sitting next to him, what would you be doing if you weren't here? And he said, sitting at home alone.
The Forget Not Cafe has been a huge success. not just for people to find out facts about living with dementia and for their carers, but also as a social hub, bringing people out of their homes, maybe for the first time, into the Forget Not Cafe.
We were absolutely delighted this year to be highly commended by Sevenoaks District Council for their Making It Happen Voluntary and Community Awards for the work we've done with the cafes. Considering we've only been running since October 2015, we were absolutely delighted to achieve an award so early in our development, and it's really inspired us to go forward and apply for this award.